Hello again, everybody. This is Miss Scott. I'm doing Italy, where we're doing line and curve of best fit. So number 1 says the set of ordered pairs shows a relationship between x and y using line of best fit, which is closest to the output when the input is 5. So whenever you're given a set of data or a set of points and you're asked to make a prediction, we are going to use our line and curve of best fit steps. So the first thing you would do is go to Desmos, you click on this plus sign and add your table. Then we're just going to go ahead and input our data. So I took these coordinate points right here and I put them in a table. Once you put them in a table, you're going to click this plus sign and that allows you to see your points, which would be right here, okay? Now, the next thing we have to do is determine, are these points a line or a curve? And we can tell by this red line that they are going to be a line, so it's linear. When it's linear, we use y1 squiggle ax1 plus b, and that forms the line going through my points. Now it's asking me to make a prediction. Hey, what's your output when your input is 5? Well, input means x, so we're going to tell Desmos, hey, when x equals 5, what does y equal? So when I type in x equals 5, I get this green horizontal line right here. Oh, I'm sorry, vertical line. I can't believe I just said that. A green vertical line. Okay, so when my input is 5, my output appears to be 12.7. So there we go. Make sure you pause this video and you actually do it on your own too, so you know how to do this. All right, number 2 says which description best represents the relationship of the ordered pairs. So what you would have to do, and I don't know why I didn't do this, but you are going to type these points in on your own in Desmos. Remember, you go to the plus sign, you add your table, and then you just start typing in your points, and you click on the magnifying glass, and it'll show you the points. If your points form a curve like this is a quadratic opening down, answer choice A. If your points form a line like this is C, this is linear and it's positive. So that would, if your points look like that, it would be C. If your points make a line and it's going down, that's linear negative, answer choice B. And if it forms a quadratic opening up, that is going to be answer choice D. So you're going to type in those points and see which one that looks like. Number 3, we're given a bunch of data and it's asking us to make a prediction for how many grams of fat would you expect if there are 275 calories. So I go to Desmos, I click on my plus sign in my table, I type my points in, I have to click my magnifying glass, and I can see that these points formed a line, okay? Because it's a line, I use my linear formula, y1 squiggle ax1 plus b. It's asking me to make the prediction, and it says if there's 275 calories, how many grams of fat? So I can see calories is my x. So when x equals 275, which I have typed right here, what is my y? And then it'll form a vertical line. I got it right that time. It'll form a vertical line, and you see where they intersect. So when x equals 275, y equals 25.3. Okay. Number 4, which equation best represents the data in the scatter plot? We could go and we could find the coordinate points of every single one of these points, and we could go and type it in Desmos, but let's be real. That is too much, okay? But what we can do is just use some common sense. I see that this right here obviously looks linear. It's a line. So anything that has an x squared in it, which would be a quadratic, I know cannot be my answer. Also, this is going up, so it is a positive slope. This right here tells me it's a negative slope, but this right here is saying it's positive. Okay, so my answer would be C for this one. If it has an x squared, it's going to be quadratic, and if it's just an x, it's going to be linear. Notice how the negative has the quadratic pointing down, and the positive has the quadratic pointing up. Again, I can see that if I drew a line through this, this appears to be linear. So that means I can get rid of any answer choice that has an x squared in it. So I know my answer is not going to be B or D. I also see that this is pointing down. So this is a negative slope. A shows a positive slope and C shows a negative linear slope. So my answer would be C. All right, whoops. Number 6. I don't even have to read this whole thing. I can see that it's given me data, and I have to make a prediction of how deep it'll be after 10 hours. So I go to Desmos, I click on my plus sign, I click on the table, I enter in my table. Remember, the one on the top is always your X, the one on your bottom is your Y. I type that in, I click my magnifying glass. Whoops, let's see if I can get that to go back up. Click my magnifying glass, and I can see that my points form a line. So y1 squiggle ax1 plus b. It's asking me to make a prediction at 10, so I say x equals 10, and I see where they intersect. So when x equals 10, y equals 7. There we go. Okay, number 7. Which equation best represents the data in the scatter plot? And you know, it is great that we know that line and linear and curves are quadratics with x squares. And if I connected these dots, this is very obvious. It is a quadratic. So I know it has to be an answer choice with an x squared in it. So I can cross off A and B. A and B are just x's, not x squared. So those are linear. Those are lines. Okay. This is pointing down. So my first number is negative, and it's pointing down. If I chose this is one where the quadratic is opening up because this first number beside the x squared is positive. Okay, so my answer would be C. Number 8, the table below shows the height. Which quadratic equation best fits the data? This even tells us, hello, quadratic equation. Quadratic means x squared, or in this case, t squared. B is linear because it just says t, and D is linear. So we know that's not right, right? But I would go to Desmos, and I would type in my points, click on the little magnifying glass, and when I did this, I can see that my points are going to be a quadratic that is opening down. When something is going down, we think of it as less than or negative. Okay, and answer choice A has my negative 16. And that's it, guys. If you have any questions, again, let me write down my email. My email is ejscott@rcps.info. Emails pop up on my phone as text messages. So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to email me and I will help you out. Let's all get 100s and be successful. All right. I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.